Okay, so here we've got the Fortress. This is our biggest add-on. Okay, it's a bit of a whopper, and it actually uses 3 different tools across the many sheets that you get in the set. So, for example, I think you get like 4 of these ones, and you get a couple of these sheets. I think maybe 2 or 3 or something. And then you get something like 5 or 6 of these. I can't remember, but it's a big old set, and you get I think you get half a sheet of stuff or whatever with multi-coats, something like that for some extra upper level building. The way this works is it works in conjunction with your normal walls, okay, and your double door and things like that. Okay, so. Let's have a look at this and see how it works. First of all, I'm just going to show you, you've got the lower wall sections. Okay, so this is basically built out of lower wall sections, which is these 2 sheets. Okay, so you've got one with just your real basics, your core essentials of just straight and corner walls and inverted corner walls and so on and so forth. Then you've got the same again, but this really focuses on your doorways. Okay, and it's got some more of the sort of the core walls on there. And then finally you've got this sheet, which you get I think the most of, which is then your upper levels when you're building up your higher levels. Okay, so first and foremost I'll explain about these ones here, because these actually require these walls from your dungeon in order for that to kind of work, the lower walls. Okay, so I'll take this sheet here and I'm just going to pop out a really boring straight wall. Okay, and I'm going to transform a normal wall. It's got a corner bit on it, but it doesn't matter. It's a normal wall. And I want to transform it into a fortress wall. All I do is remove one of the ramps, and then I take the straight dungeon part here, the fortress wall, and I just slot it into the clips here. And what it does, it sits in replace of your ramp. It's a ramp that actually covers the whole of that side of the wall. So if you're building a dungeon, on the inside you've still got the wall with all the dungeon textures, and you have rooms and stuff going on in there. But from the outside, anyone attacking here, you've obviously got the fortress wall, and that could be grass there or courtyard, cobblestones, whatever. Okay, so that's really cool. We've got that's how you do that. Of course, just like when you're building your dungeons, at some point you might want to kind of go around a corner. Okay, and now in a dungeon, going around the corner, you'd have your ramps on here like that, and you'd make this nice little corner. With the fortress walls is exactly the same. You're going to need a corner part, and so that's what we've got on here. We've got these corners. So if I pop one of this off, and this is lower corner wall, a lower wall corner, pop that off, and you get a couple actually, because they're used quite a lot, especially if you're doing lots of smaller buildings. Okay, and it just sits like that. So again, we pop this ramp off here, and instead of using a straight wall, and we'd have some straight walls going across here, and it gets to a corner, you'd put the corner wall on. On the other side, you grab that, and you put this one on here as well. Can't see what I'm doing, backwards. There we go, like that. And you've still got your little L clip that just pops in here. That links that together like that, and that gives you your corner wall when you've got a setup, and it goes round, and you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with that. Okay, and on here, that's what you've got. You've got this like core of straight walls. So you've got a couple of corners on this sheet. You've got a couple of straight walls, and then you've got various different corners that you can do stuff as well. Sometimes you want to have like an inverted corner. Okay, so if I remove that and I remove that, sometimes what you're going to want is you're going to want these on the inside, because you're going to have a fortress wall that dips in. Okay, if you've actually got a corner in your dungeon this way, inside your dungeon, but you want fortress walls on the outside, these obviously don't work. They're too long, too big. So what we've got lower wall inverted corner. Doesn't happen so much. I've only got one on this sheet, but of course you'll get, I think, 4 of those sheets on there. And so what you'd actually do is you'd pop that one in there. just pop it out for a second, like so. Oh, might help if I put it in the right way, like that. And you'd have the other one that sits in there as well, and that would kind of link up. So, and I'm going to use, I think it's that one, which goes in there, like so. And there you go. You've got the dungeon wall being able to pop itself into a corner there. And of course, on the inside of your dungeon, you've got your normal corner as well. So that's really cool. So and actually, this one here is not just a normal corner like this one. It's like a double inverted corner. So you would then have that go around there, and that then links up with the corner that I showed you a minute ago, and you can get all sorts of like cool shapes going on. The only and on that sheet, that's all you need to worry about as far as just big blocks of fortress walls. It looks really, really cool. What we have included as well is one of these little bits here, which is kind of a little it was a last minute thing for making, had a little bit of space for making like shop signs. It's completely blank, so you can get a marker pen, or you can paint on different names of shops, or danger, or ye who enter here, etc. type things. So you can use them inside your dungeon, or on the upper levels you can use them, up here. And when we build another level, hopefully, just like a strut, I'll remember to show you that. Okay, so that's that. You've got this really cool kind of that's the lower block. On that sheet, that's all you need to worry about. At some point in this wall, you probably want to get into your fortress, otherwise it's a little bit silly. Everyone's going to starve. So. And that's where the doors come in. And again, I'll show you the straight bog standard boring straight wall entrance to get you started. And in order to use that, you'll need this wall here, this double wall here, which for you guys on the Kickstarter is included as part of your normal dungeon set. Okay, so because it was part of the stretch goals that we worked together for you. So you've got that here. All you do, just like the normal wall, you remove the ramps, and you've got these two little bits here, and they slit onto your clips. Is that right? Slot, should I say, onto your clips. And there we go. Straight away, you've got your main entrance, of which, you can still pop your portcullis in, and you can have a portcullis entrance. Or you could use one of the doors included on this upper one here, in order to, make a solid door that goes in that space. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so yeah, that's that. And just like these walls, you've got different shapes. Sometimes, this is great because I can put that on here, and then I can have another bog standard boring straight wall over here, and it makes this really, really cool kind of, when it's clipped together, this entrance. But sometimes you might be like, well, I want a corner going on here, and you can't do it because of this entrance. So that's why you've got many door options on here. And I've got exactly that. I've got a corner one here. Okay, so I can remove this from this on here. I can now change it with, and of course it's reversible. They're all reversible, so if you want a corner on another side, you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to pop that over there now. Doing it backwards again. Can't really see what I'm doing. Like so. Now I can set this up and rig it up so that I've got my door. Obviously it's not clipped together, I can't see what I'm doing, and I can have that so it goes around a corner, which is really, really cool as well. And so on and so forth. I might even want this, well hang on a minute, what if I want this to be like this, and I want my door to be right on this bit here, okay, so that it's got its own personal porch, for want of a better word, this entry area. It's not going to work here on this side. So again, we've got one for that, and you can see we've got a double one with a corner on both sides, and that allows you to make that shape again, which is really, really cool. So that's that and that. That's how the doorways. That's all lower level stuff at the moment. Okay, that's all lower level stuff. Okay, this sheet is the upper level. This is all building up. Because it's building up, you don't really necessarily have to get involved with ramps and things like that. Okay, so it doesn't rely on the bottom, the normal dungeon walls. Okay, and because it doesn't rely on the dungeon walls, it means there's going to be no dungeon texture on the inside of these. So these are not reversible, and the dungeon wall texture is included on here because that's what you're going to see when you're inside. Okay, so first of all, we can pop some of those out, and I'll choose, you can recognise the textures here. I'll choose a boring textured one here. Okay, so basically what I've done, I've just recreated this corner section here, so I can show you how we're actually going to be building up, as it were. And all we're really going to be doing is taking these upper sections now, and we're just going to be slotting those on just like a normal thing, and that keeps the textures consistent, as it were. So if I grab a couple of clips, should have another corner clip somewhere. There we go. Okay, so normally when you're building up on an upper level, you're not always, you don't have to, but you're probably going to want some kind of ramp or something going on inside there. So if I grab, I need another one of those clips. I've got another T-clip here somewhere. Any more T-clips? There's one. Okay, so just like when you're building on an upper level, you'll grab your floor, and you'll build onto your next level just like that. And of course you put you put like some stairs coming up to this maybe inside your dungeon, and so on and so forth. Okay, then all you're going to do is you're going to grab a couple of wall sections like this. Let's have one of these with the windows in it. Okay, like that, and we just pop these little windows out, and you just assemble this going around a corner, no ramps involved, like so, and you just pop that on top of there, and then that starts to create your tower, as it were. And you can have a little guy here shooting from inside here, etc, etc, etc. So that looks really good. You'd stick, you'd probably have like a balustrade on here, like I say, and some stairs coming down, and your fort. Now you could build these little towers if you want, or you could. This will be part of your fortress moving outwards. Okay, that's kind of how that works, and it gives you this really cool sort of upper level aspect to your set, which is really, really cool. If we've got then another level going on top of here, you can do the same thing. You can have you can then build up, and you can infinitum pretty much do what you like. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly grab here to show you the crenulations as well that we've got. I'm just going to click that on the top of there. And off you go onto another level, and so on. Now when you get to the top of wherever it is you want to be, we've got these crenulations across the top of here, like so. Okay, and all you do when you get to the top is you pop those on the top like so, and like so, and that allows you to have your final part at the top that you guys can shoot from, and so on and so forth, which is really kind of a cool kind of effect, as it were. And that's all you're doing. Of course, that could just be the corner of a vast, wall with doors and gantries inside, and just fill out and surround your whole dungeon. Or you can make lots of these little tiny towers and buildings. Have a door at the bottom, and so on and so forth. You can link a couple together with, rope bridges and all sorts of stuff. You could add stuff onto here. There's all sorts of silly things that you can do. So your castle can have almost like a scaffolding effect on the outside. Really, it's entirely up to you what you want to do with that. Also included on this sheet as well is a door. If you wanted a door here, you could basically you could just replace that one with a door, and of course that's where, if you did have that as a door, you know, unless you want, it's a trap and you want people to kind of run out, that's where you could kind of clip on your, you know, and you can link two towers to another and so on and so forth. Really, really cool. And you pop your little door in there when you're done. Okay, so, cool. Whoops, get off. Lastly, we managed to cram on another brassiere on here, and to be fair, these look great on the castles anyway, which is totally wicked. And we've got these other torches. That is the immense and the whopping 3-tool system for the fortress. Enjoy that one. It's a biggie.